How's how's it going, bro?
Chilling, dude. Yeah, man. Just it's hot, so enjoying the rest of the. I mean, it's not really summer anymore, but enjoying the
Yes.
weather, man. Yeah. How is it out there?
Man, typical Michigan weather. Like one day it's nice, and the next day it's shit.
Yeah. Well, shit. That's how it was in Pennsylvania for me, man. It was cold and hot. Usually cold.
so, so you stay in VA, right?
Yeah, Virginia right now, like Northern Virginia.
So, like, were you always there, or
No,
did you move prior?
I moved out here. Shit, I moved out here like 6 years ago. From like Northeast PA.
Mm,
Came down here to cut hair, so kind of followed
yeah,
along with that one.
yeah. Before we touch base on the hair thing, because I mean, recently, dude, I found out that you were a barber.
Yeah,
And and I also found out that you were Romanian too, so which is crazy because so am I.
yeah, pretty wild, man. Yeah, for real. You don't really meet a lot of I guess like Romanians in the scene like that. It's kind of rare, so pretty dope.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah. I mean, if I'm out in public and if I see someone talking the language in in my
Yeah,
head,
it's
I'm like,
crazy. Yeah,
we have to be family or something.
right. Some going on for sure.
Yeah. Were you born in the States
I
or
was
like were you
actually
born there?
I was born in New York in Bronx actually. I was like the first one of my family born here. The rest of my brothers and shit, they're all born in Romania, so kind of like
Yeah.
first generation.
So what year were you living in New York?
Shit, I was young I was like a baby when we
Oh
moved
wow.
to, yeah, when we moved to like Cali. I was probably like 2 years old. Did a bunch of moving around when I was young for real.
Yeah, yeah.
Settled in PA.
I was I was about to say now like California, the Bronx, PA,
Yeah,
VA.
right. Been all around for real.
Yeah, so we've been following each other for I think a little over a year. So like I know
Yeah.
a little bit about you, bro. But for the viewers who aren't in yet, it looks like so so what's your story, bro? Like from the beginning. Like how did you get involved with the cars? How did you get involved with the whole barber scene and all that?
Shit, yeah. So I mean, car started when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Ever since I see my brothers kind of working on cars, and they were always kind of souping them up. So that like inspired me to like want to do that one day. And then everything growing up was just like straight. I don't know why, just street racing. Like Fast and the Furious is coming out, Need for Speed games, or
Hmm.
just all street racing. So like I was really into it as a kid. So like as I got older, that itch just got like just like more and more, just wanted to like really get into a car and build it and like, obviously do some racing and shit like that. So like ever since I was a kid, I was kind of into it. But now we're just taking this shit where it goes, man. Just enjoying the scene, meeting the people and everything. It's a dope ass community out there. So, it's been a journey, man. But yeah, it was a long time coming for real. Ever since I was a kid, I was like imagining this type of shit. So been pretty dope. But the barber scene, man, shit. I got into that when I got down here. My brother's been the barber of the family. Never really thought of myself being a barber, but had to do something, you know what I'm saying? Had to like pick a career or like, do whatever, go to school or some shit. But, chose the barber route, man, and couldn't be happier for real. So I really enjoy it. And it's like you can grow in that business and
Yeah.
there's a lot of things you can do in that industry. So I'm enjoying it for what it is, man, for sure. I think it was a great decision on my part. I like it, so it works out. But it's a dope scene. It's dope. You got a lot of flexibility for your life. You know what I'm saying? So works out for me.
So do you have to like go to school for that or not really?
You could
Or
you could go
or
to
does it
school.
like the oh yes, so
Oh
does it
shit, my
like
bad. Yeah, shit. You
oh
could go to
no.
school. Yeah, it's all good. You could go to school. It costs a little bit of cash depending on the school and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Usually around like I want to say 20 grand, but
Oh wow.
word neighbors are out here. But it costs like 20 G's somewhere around there. Or you can apprentice, which is what I did. I just apprenticed for my brother, so I started working at the shop. You just like help out up until you learn how to cut hair, and then you got to prepare for your like your test and everything for your state boards, things like that. And you don't pay for that. You get paid by the shop because you're working, but it's different. Like the book work is really hard to do by yourself, things like that. You know what I'm saying? But everything has its pros and cons. But me personally, I would pick apprenticeship for sure.
So how was it ever like with your first person that you gave a haircut, your client? Like, were you like really like nervous about it, like asking, "Oh, I hope I don't f up his hair" or something like
Right.
that?
You're definitely nervous as hell, but like by the time you get behind the chair, you should be not confident because you're not really confident. You're still nervous as hell, but like
Yeah.
you should be able to pull off a decent haircut because it takes so much time to like learn and watch, and you're doing a bunch of like cut on mannequins and things like that. You know what I mean? So by the time you get to like cut an actual person that you don't know, you should be ready. But it's still nerve wracking. Like you're still like the whole time you're sweating bullets. You're like, God, I hope this comes out decent. You know what I'm saying? But for the first like 6 months, it's kind of like that. You'll get some decent haircuts where you're like, all right, it's not too bad. Then you'll be like, oof, yeah, that was not a good one. But that's all part of the process, man. It's just you got to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be like Picasso on the first fucking couple
Right.
haircuts.
Yeah. 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 That's definitely like so. Like when it comes to the barbers and all that, I know it's definitely a gamble because even my barber told me. I think she was telling me that like it took almost a year of practice until she had her own people. So, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's definitely a gamble, man.
Oh yeah, to build a clientele, man, it's tough. Like it's definitely a gamble with like your whole career, and you don't know how much you're gonna make. You could make 20 grand as a barber, or you can make 120 grand as a barber. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
it's like it's really up to you, like how much you want to learn and all that, like how good you could really get. So it's like it's cool though because you could grow. It's just like you really got to want that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you really got to learn everything you possibly could and just dive into it. You know what I'm saying? Just do the best you can every day and grow every day. That's the most important part for real.
So, how long were you doing this for? You probably told me, but I must have forgot or something.
For cutting hair,
Yeah.
this will be man. That's a good question. I want to say this would be 6 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. So you definitely been doing it for a good amount of time.
yeah, 100%. So know a few things now. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it used to be for sure. I'm not afraid of like any haircut that walks in now for sure.
So like, how was it now versus when you first started? Like maybe 4 years ago. Like, would you say that that there were things that like so if you would have knew what you know now back then, you think you would have probably had your own shop?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I feel like I not started super late, but I feel like I started late because I didn't really know what the hell I wanted to do with my life. But either way, once we got on track, I just kind of like just dove in and tried to do as much as I could with the time to make up for any lost time. Um, but yeah, man, it's tough. You really gotta like dive in. Like I said, that's the only thing. But like as far as like the book and everything like that, building your clientele, it wasn't like crazy busy for me like 4 years ago, things like that. Like the money's different, the environment, you're just not like packed every day, like back to back to back. Like that's kind of how it is now, thankfully. But in that aspect, like you got no time, like you get to work and you're constantly cutting. So like things like that, you know what I'm saying, change. But like as far as like, going to work and doing your job, things like that, mentally it's still kind of draining because like you still have to think of these haircuts even though you know what you're doing now. You still got to think of cuts. People don't know what they want, so things like that, it's like it's never really going to change in that aspect. It's just like the volume of like how much you're cutting really changes, you know what I'm saying? But you're just more comfortable in what you're doing. You're not really worried about haircuts and people like coming in with certain types of hair and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So that aspect is gone. It's like it's nice because at first it's very nerve wracking. Like you get somebody you don't know how to cut their hair, you're like shit, But by the time you put in like 5, 6 years, you're good. You cut pretty much every type of hair by that point. So
Hmm.
it's nice.
So if you were to go like a different route, like career wise, what would you rather be doing? Like if haircutting what wasn't in the picture. Yeah.
Actually like cutting hair and shit like that. Like it just fits my life, like I said. So I don't know, but I would have found something, man, making some cash. You know what I'm saying? Up until the YouTube takes off, I guess, right?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, yeah, you know what
I
I'm
mean, yeah,
saying?
man. I
So
mean, I'm I'm waiting on that too, man. I'm almost
yeah,
there though.
it's a tough journey. It's a tough journey,
Yeah.
but it hopefully it'll be worth it.
So, are you making any money on the YouTube thing, or not
Yeah,
really?
I mean, so it's like it's monetized. So, if a video blows up, then that's like actual money. So like that's cool. So like it makes you really want to like make some good content that people like enjoy seeing, and hopefully one video could kind of blow up and it could kind of change your life, man. You know what I'm saying? Like overnight. Like if it really goes viral like crazy, that's actual money in your account, actual money that's like being put back into the content, things like that. So hopefully one day, man, it could just like pay for itself where I don't really have to invest a lot of money into it and just like not really see a return. But it's fun. So it's like I can't really complain.
So let's talk about the car, man. So how long did you have that for the DC5?
Yeah, the RSX I bought it in 2018, so had it for 5 years now.
And and I'm assuming like it wasn't as built as it is now, right? Oh wow.
Completely stock when I bought it, 73,000 miles. One owner, so like it was like pristine condition, honestly. And got it for a steal because I knew the dude. So I was like, all right, it's a perfect opportunity. So bought it stock 2018, and then by March of 2020, it looks how it does now. You know what I'm saying? Or it looked how it does now. Painted it, turboed it, did everything in like 2 years. Like wasted no time. Like just put
Hmm.
everything I possibly could into it just to like see it finished. You know what I'm saying? But it was worth it. It was well worth it. Putting everything into it for sure.
Yeah. So what's the the uh the setup on it now? Like, are you still on the book motor or?
It's a stock motor, stock transmission. It's a very simple setup right now. Has like 15 pounds of boost, E85, things like that. But it was simple, man. It was like, let's just throw this turbo on it, get the fuel right, see what happens. And he made some decent power and lasted way longer than I thought it would last. I thought it would be like one pull off the dyno and it was gonna be done. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're here 3 years later, so can't complain for real.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, the K series in those cars are really good. So
Yeah,
there's really
right.
no worry about whether the car's gonna last or not. But yeah, because those K twin stocks are getting known, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
dude.
you got people putting them in Mustangs now, neons. So that's
Yeah. Everything Skylines, like it's shit, but it's worth it, man. People figured out like these K series could handle boost and you could, beat the shit out of them.
eventually.
So
Are you going to all-wheel drive or keep it front?
I think about it. Yeah, I would love to do all-wheel drive one day. It's a journey and a half. You gotta like cut a tunnel in the car. You gotta remove a lot of things, and you got to remove your gas tank, put like a fuel cell in there. So it's a lot of work to like do the all wheel drive. Very fucking worth it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, man. I would rather get like more power and just like worry about trying to hook. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And then once we hook, at least we have the power. So I don't know. Eventually, one day though, for sure.
Yeah, because I have a buddy that's doing one now, and he was saying like he's already at 9 grand, and that's not even including the fabrication.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you definitely gotta have some money saved up,
You
or
know what I'm
like some
saying?
money.
Or yeah, or you have to know what you're doing, like across the board. You got to know how to weld. You got to know how to be chopping things off the car. Like it's work, bro. But in the end, you're flying. Like it's a rocket.
Yeah,
It's insane. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
yeah,
it's
man. I
fun.
mean, like so once they figured out that they could always drive swap a Civic that weighs like 30 pounds, it's over for
You
people,
know
man.
what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, people figure that out real quick. Like these
Yeah,
cars weigh nothing and make crazy power.
yeah. Because if you think about it, prior to them finding out about the all-wheel drive, I mean, the videos even proving that. I mean, you had Hondas making 500 horse, giving it to cars making twice of what that car was making.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And
And you
now when
see,
they put the all-wheel drive in it, it's even worse now.
oh yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's I don't know how it worked out, but people figured out we could go all-wheel drive, and it's been like the best discovery for the Honda world. You know what I'm saying? So
And
yeah, I think everybody eventually would just go all-wheel drive. Like front-wheel drive will be like a thing of the past.
yeah, because I mean, eventually I want to do it on my S64 too. I'm still contemplating whether I should keep the 2.4 and put a K20 up in there because
Yeah,
RPT sells um RPT they actually sell a the K20 swap kit, so I don't have to
okay.
do no fab. Yeah, which I want to do it, but that's definitely gonna cost a lot of money, man.
Yeah, dude, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. Once everybody figured everything out, the K series prices went up like through the roof. You know what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying?
man. I mean,
Yeah.
but like not only that, but even with the D cars, I mean, people are building those too. The D
Oh
cars.
yeah. I mean, honestly, like B series is like still a little better than K series once it's built.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Stock for stock, K series got it all day. But yeah, the B series, man, like they're pulling 7 seconds. You know what I'm saying? You could all-wheel drive swap them, so it's like, yeah, it's still a motor that like you really can't mess with. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope to see though.
So what's the car making like roughly now on
Uh,
15 pounds?
yeah, on 15 it's making 450 at the wheel. It's at like 447, so pretty much 450, but making like 310 torque, so the torque's still low. You want to keep the rods pretty healthy.
Hmm.
Uh, so yeah, not trying to blow one of them up, but yeah, man, it's been enough, for like 3 years now. Now I'm kind of getting the itch for a little more, but 450 is fun and it's pretty reliable for the most part. You really can't complain. You could be ripping it like every day, still kind of daily it. So yeah, I like it at the power right now for real.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's definitely hard to find one in good shape because I mean, the DC5s are kind of like the underrated version, bro. Because I mean,
Oh yeah,
whenever you see one, it's not a Type S. Like it's some bull crap that like a young
yeah,
kid has and just puts and yeah. I mean,
yeah.
you already know, but yeah. I mean, you definitely keep it in a good shape, man. Like that car.
Appreciate
I
you, man.
mean, yeah. I mean, the first time seeing it, I was like, yeah, this is a spotless car.
Appreciate you, dude. I try, man. Even though like I take it out a lot and drive it a lot, put it through a lot. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep it
Hmm.
pretty clean because want it to look a certain way, but we are ripping it, so she's not gonna be perfect, you know what I'm saying? Which I'm
Mm.
fine with. Totally good with that.
Do you still have the FK8,
Yeah, yeah, I
the
still got
Civic?
the Type R.
So how
My
did that
vehicle.
car come about, man? Because when you posted it, and I was like, I mean, he didn't tell no one about this one.
Yeah, man. I didn't know myself for real. Like, oh man, it was such a journey because like I had an EK hatch. It was a '96, and I was gonna case swap it, turbo possibly, things like that. But like the timing wasn't working out. The person I needed like help from, like they weren't hitting me back. So I was like, dude, I can't be like driving the RSX all day. It's winter and all that. So I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm gonna sell this thing and I'm just gonna buy something that I could just enjoy outright. Somebody that already boosted a tag or something, and then I'll just fix it up, clean it up, make some content in the process. I was really looking for like an Integra or something older that I could just like really kind of clap out almost, just beat the hell out of and just have fun. And my brother kept saying like, dude, buy a Type R. I'm like, I'm not getting a used
Mm.
Type R, dude. Like that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like that's way out the realm of like what I thought was possible. I was like, that's not gonna happen. So we're like searching for a car for a minute, and then we're going and looking for cars. Looked at like an SI, like 8th gen SI. Looked at another RSX Type S, bunch of cars. It was like I don't know, I forget what AMG. Test drove an AMG. I was like, man, it's just like not hitting right. So like test drove a SI, like a newer SI, like a 2020. I was like, that's dog shit. That was slow as hell. Like I can't do that. So I was like, all right, dude's like, we have a Type R. I'm like, I'm not
Mhm.
gonna buy a Type R, but I'm like, let me just test drive it, see what it's all about. Test drove the Type R, and I was immediately sold. I was like, well, shit, I guess we're gonna have to go see like if we can really pull this off. But it came out of nowhere, man. It was a surprise, you know what I'm saying? But like the numbers matched up, everything kind of makes sense. Like I could still make content with the car, you know what I mean? I could add things to it, so it was just kind of like an impulse kind of thing. I knew I needed a car. I didn't think it was going to be that one, but I'm happy with the decision, man. It's a great daily. You know what I'm saying? Still fun. Still have a lot of options. That you can do to it. So yeah, for me, it worked out.
Yeah, like so weren't those cars so like when those first came out, I think that they were rated the fastest four banger, huh? Well, that
I
was
think something
I
like
think
that. Yeah, like I think it was on the Nurburgring or something like that. Like it pulled like the fastest time for like its class. You know what I'm saying? Like the FK8, and I believe that
yeah.
the FK8 is still a little faster than the FL5, like the new Type R. So when they first came out, I wasn't really about it. Like I was like, they're clean, but I'm like, I don't know. But like they grew on me a lot. So once I got one, I was like, damn,
Yeah.
cool R, really good looking car.
I actually remember when those first came out, I had went to the auto show and I seen one. And in my head I was like, it's probably just a up-badged normal Civic, but
Yeah,
um once the specs came out and I was like, okay, 300 horse in a Civic is not a badge.
that that's what I'm saying. That's a lot of power, man, for a Civic, and to have it boosted like right out the gate, like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been waiting for that, the Honda guys anyway for forever. So it's dope
Yeah,
to see. We finally got some boost in our life, other than just VTech.
right. So, are there any major changes to the FL5 versus the FK8 or not really, as far
Not
as
really.
power goes?
Yeah, the FL5 has a little more power. It has I think 10 more horsepower and like 10 more foot-pounds of torque. But I would say that the potential is the same. Like as far as like tuning goes and all that, you throw some bolt-ons at these cars and some E30, they're going to be around the same power. There's not much difference in the motors. So I think the transmission is a little beefed up though. So that's nice. I could say that the FK8 transmission is like not the greatest, honestly. Like
I
I don't know.
mean,
Not to
I
say
would
that I
hope.
need shift with it, but it's like it's very crunchy where it shouldn't be crunchy.
mm,
You know what I mean?
I mean, you would hope for what, like 40 grand, that it would be pretty good on the new one.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, damn, the new ones are like 45 to like 60 grand, depending on like state that you're in and all that. You know what I mean? Color. I don't know. It
Like not to
matters so much.
mention, but that's not even the dealer markup. I mean, once they hit the dealers, they're like 50, 60
That's what I
grand,
mean.
or in the
Oh,
worst
dude, that's
case,
not. Yeah,
80,000.
exactly. Yeah, like you're paying crazy money for these cars. Like, yeah, I love me a Honda, dude, but is it worth 60
Hey,
bands?
80 grand,
I don't
no,
really
no,
know.
because at that
Yeah,
point, man, like if like, because like once that car gets in that price range, I mean, there's 100 cars that can
that's
outperform it, like a
exactly.
Mustang or a maybe not a Scat Pack, but definitely
Maybe
a
not, maybe not. I
yeah.
mean, it will walk it in the long run, but like, yeah, I mean, at that point, you're looking at like, honestly, some Corvettes. You're looking at, a Supra, Toyota Supra. So
Yeah,
there's a
the
lot of cars in that price range
A91
that
car, yeah.
that'll dog it. So, but if you like the Hondas and you want a Type R that bad, like people are gonna pay, and they do, but not me, man. I don't know. That's too
Yeah,
much. That's steep.
I mean, don't get me wrong, dude. I mean, I love my V8 cars and shit, but I am a four banger guy at heart. But when you look at these cars, the Type R, the RS, the STI, I just don't see them at the 40 grand plus range, man. I mean, probably the most I would spend is maybe 30, maybe. But
Yeah, yeah. I
when
think
you
I
start
think
putting them at, yeah,
yeah. After 40, that's a different range. You know what I'm saying? Like I think like 40 and under, like okay, it's acceptable. It's like they're beefed up. They got turbo. They got a shit ton of options aftermarket wise and things like that. So it's ready. You know what I'm saying? But anything after that, it's like, all right, like what are we really paying for? You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it's almost an economy car that has a little power. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
it's not some crazy sports car. You know what I'm saying? Some Porsche or some shit. Like that's 40 grand's a steep amount of money for a car. But it's the name of the game now, man. Everything's so much money for real. Feels like.
Yeah, and I mean at this point, man, I mean with all of these strikes going on, it's not worth getting a new car, man. Well,
Yeah,
depending on what you want, but as far as I sit, man, I mean you're better off waiting 6 months to a year until one goes in the marketplace. But
yeah,
even that, man, I mean, if I mean people think the cars are worth more on a marketplace, which I
yeah.
guess people don't. Yeah, I guess people don't know how to list up their vehicles.
Oh man, it's crazy. It's a war zone on marketplace for real. Like people want like crazy amounts of cash for these cars, and I feel like I don't know. It's just something happened along the way. I think after COVID, everything
Yeah,
changed. Whatever happened during that time was not good. That was just not good.
no, bro, no,
It
man. I
changed so
mean,
bad.
like if you look at it, man, I mean, when that new Corvette came out, they were. I mean, if you look at now, especially if it's a Z, man, people
Yeah,
are gonna want like 250 to 350, man. I mean, it's
yeah.
just not worth it, bro. It's just not worth it. Yeah, the
Nah,
car's crazy, like it's an NA car making crazy power, but come on,
I
man. I mean,
know.
at that point, it's in Ferrari range.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's supercar range, dude. Yeah, for like a vet, like yeah, they're clean,
Yeah,
but is it a
yeah.
Ferrari? Not really.
No, no, of course not.
You know what I mean? Like I don't
I
know
mean,
about
it
that.
sounds good, but if you compare the two, come on, are you gonna
That's what
be
I'm saying. You
are you
know,
gonna be happy paying 250 for for a Ferrari lookalike? No, I mean it's common sense, man.
it's just yeah, they're cool cars, but it's definitely I don't know. For me, it wouldn't be worth that type of cash. Like I
I
seen the
mean,
new one, they have like 60 grand like markups and all that. Like
yeah,
dude, that's crazy. Like that's literally crazy.
like not even that, man, but even the Hellcats, man.
Oh, dude.
Like, 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 if I'm gonna pay 100 grand for a car just so it gets stolen, come on, man. And
Joe, they get,
I don't,
they get
yeah, and
jacked all the
I don't,
time.
I don't think that. that Dodge even wants to fix it. I mean, their only issue is, oh well, know what? If these cars are gonna keep getting stolen, well, just stop making them. That's their solution.
I I guess, right? I mean, it's kind of sad that, like, you spend so much money on a car like that, even the scats or whatever, like, and they're legit, they're jacked every day, like, and it's apparently the easiest thing alive. I don't know, but like, they need some like weird key, and then they just start your car up like it's their car, like it's easy, it's cake,
Yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy because before my Neon, I had a turbo cobalt, your typical turbo car, and back then, my brother had a Hellcat, go green,
Yeah,
and and we were living together, and I would always park behind his car,
yeah,
and then I mean, we would always tell him, bro, put that thing in the garage, but he never did.
yeah.
So one day, I end up coming home before he did, and then he parks like right behind me, and then that night, our cameras went off at about like 4 in the morning, and then we just seen the car being pushed away.
Damn.
Yeah, and 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 if I'm not mistaken, I think that month was his last month too. So it did look a little fishy, but
Yeah, tragic, bro.
yeah, which like not only with Dodge, but even the Shelbys are being taken now, man. It's crazy, man.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's with this whole keyless thing. I don't
yeah,
know
bro. I mean,
how they're
technology's
doing it, but
good. Yeah, technology's cool, but when it comes to a problem like that, bro, it's like
yeah, I mean, these
it's not
guys,
so good.
I mean, these guys are always gonna find a loophole, man. I mean, no matter what. I
That's
mean,
true.
plus, if you look at it, man, I mean, most of these guys are young kids, like 15, 16, like
Yeah,
17. Yeah, like it's not really an older person doing it.
yeah, no. Yeah, they're young cats, bro. But they know the game. You know what I'm saying? Like the young kids, like they're in tune with all the, like, what I'm saying, the programming and all this crazy.
Hmm.
They're with it, bro. Like if you want to know about like computers, ask like a 10-year-old. Like bro will break everything down for you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But, like, you ask
right,
like a
bro.
25-year-old, be like, bro, I don't know what you're even talking
Right.
about. Yeah, no.
Um, there was a story actually where this guy he bought a Bronco Raptor off of another guy. I don't know if it was in Detroit or where, but then when he bought it, I think he bought it for 75,000 than well less than what the dealer wanted, and they come to
Yeah.
find out the car was stolen.
Da-
Bronco Raptor that was normally 100 grand plus, and this guy bought it for 70K.
Bruh.
I don't know the rest of the story whether they seized it,
Yeah,
but I mean
dude.
at that point that's too good to be true, man.
Yeah, bro. Like
Just
you
say,
gotta
hey,
think,
yeah, it's her.
But hey, I mean, yeah, they're slick, man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like they know what they're doing for real. It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, man, and I think that's why these rental companies kind of got rid of all of their Hellcats too, because there was another story where a guy he rented a Hellcat in for I think a week, and then that week he sold it.
My
The yeah, the kid
damn,
came with cash, and then come to find out the mm, they found him driving, and then like that kid, he didn't know about it.
damn.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know
like
what Dodge does plan on doing
I don't know, man. I
with
don't
this
know
new
what.
one.
It's sad, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'ma just stick to my old cars, man. I mean, no one wants a
That's what
neon,
I'm
so I'm
saying.
good.
Yeah, it's better, bro. The '90s, 2000s, fire. Like the best years on
Yeah.
for me, anyway.
So I seen a video on your a page where this guy with a 650i was he I think he was calling people out, and then he was asking like which guy had the fastest car here.
Yeah.
How did that happen, man?
Dude, I was like, we came back from like a meet or something like that, and the people I was with, they were like, they're all in stanced cars, you know what I mean? Like they're all like slammed, they're not really that fast, things like that. So, but I know them, so like we're chilling at this gas station getting some food, and this 650i pulls up, and it's like an older dude. Dude's like, I want to say like 40, 45, whatever. And he's like going around, he's like talking to people. I don't see him at first, and my friend Jefferson was like, "Yo," he was like, "Yo, Jay." I walk over, and we start talking, and he's like, "This dude right here." He's like asking who's the fastest. I'm like, "All right." Like I'm not gonna say I'm the fastest, but I'm gonna be. I'm down to see. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see what's good. And he's like, he was saying that it was like an Alpina 650i or something like that, with that has like 600 horses. And I'm like, all right, that thing's pretty quick for sure. It's a boat regardless, but 600 horsepower is 600 horsepower. Come to find out, there's no way in hell that it was an Alpina because it didn't have the rims, it didn't have. So I don't know why he was saying that, but either way. So he was like, yeah, I'm like down the race. I'm like, all right, let's go right now. Like I don't really have. I'm not gonna set it up in like weeks from now. Like let's just go right now. So he was like, "All right, cool." I'm like, "All right, cool." Like, pull out the gas station, went straight to Mexico. You know what I'm saying, to find out what was good. But I was surprised the dude was actually down for the run. You know, I didn't really think like dude pulling up out like the woodwork, you know, just like in the middle of the night would actually be down. But it was dope. It was dope to find out. You know what I'm saying?
He like so like was he surprised that about the outcome?
Yeah, yeah.
because
I don't think he
because I've
expected.
seen it, bro. I mean, I've seen the video.
I don't think he expected that type of gap. You know what I'm saying? I think he expected it to be a lot closer. But
I mean, I don't
I
even think that people mod the 650s, man. I mean, I know people are messing with the 335 and now
yeah,
the M240 cars, but like I don't know if people even care about the
yeah,
6 series. If it's not an M6, then it's not even like worth it.
yeah. I mean, not like they do the 340s and the 335s, but the 650. I mean, it has potential though. Like the V8 turbo, like it could make stupid power. You know what I'm saying? All you need is really a tune on there, you know, and throw some bolt-ons if you have, or E30 or whatever. But they'll make power. Like they got potential. But nobody really like if you're driving a 650i, you're not really worried about that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like more like presidential, like chilling, fucking in a
Hmm.
yacht on the road. Like you're not
Right.
worried about motherfucking like let me go ahead and
Yeah.
fucking turn the boost up and this like nah.
Right. Yeah.
Like you ain't worried about
Yeah.
that.
Like I think if you're in a 650i, I I think racing is the last thing
Yeah, you know what I'm
that
saying?
you
Like
yeah.
yeah, like it's fast for like what it is, but it's not like you're not gonna be cooking dudes, you know what I'm saying? You're just gonna be
For real.
driving, chilling, like nah, fam. But he learned, I guess, you know what I'm saying? He had to learn the hard way,
So
but luckily
did
he did.
he actually like come back and like talk, or he just left?
Yeah, no, it was surprise. Like he was supposed to just like because one of my friends went with him, and then like he was supposed to like drop him off. I was supposed to pick him up, but he eventually just came back to the gas station. But he's like, "Damn, dude," he's like, "That thing's fast. Like it really moves and all that." Um, but it was funny as shit. Like seeing the one video, we were my friend was recording like in the BMW, and he got his view, and like I cooked him on the first run,
Mm.
and the dude in the 650i just said like mad like nonchalant. He's like, "I want to do that again." I was dead. Yeah, I was like, I don't think anything else is
Dang.
gonna change. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, "Damn it." But it was funny as shit. But he was cool, dude. He wasn't really mad or anything about it, you know. So it was cool because some dudes will really get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like if you dust them or something like that. So you can't really get in your feelings, man. There's always gonna be somebody fucking faster, you know.
Did you ever have a guy that like really got mad about our L?
Yeah, yeah. There was one dude. He was man. It's actually on my page. It's the M3. pulled up at Royal Farms, and I was chilling. I see this M3, and it says like got E85 or something like that on his.
Was it a E92 or was it like a new one?
Yeah, it was like a I forget. It's the V8. So whatever the one that is, I'm not sure the
Oh
series.
yeah, yeah. It's I think yeah the E92, the a bad motor one.
Yeah, something like that. Because they were like everybody was saying in the comments like they're dog shit. They don't really make power. Well, I'm like okay. I'm like I just pulled up on Buddy just to see what's good. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
So
they make power like I think they made well back in '08 when those first came out, those making like 440.
that's what I'm
But
saying.
yeah, yeah, but those really had issues with the I forgot what issues they had, but I think it was with the valve chain. I think the
Yeah,
rod bearings. Yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
Sorry, yeah,
yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I heard they can't handle boost. So I was like, all right, that makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, so but I don't know what he had done. I know he had some E in there because we were both getting E at Royal Farms. So we did the run. We do a pull. Did like a 40 roll, beeped it down, ripped it. Got him by like a car, and then he pulls up and he's like, "Sounds nice, man. Nice car. All this." I'm like, "Cool, dope." Follow each other on like Instagram later on. And then I raced this like Mustang a couple weeks later, and then that kid with the M3 hits me up, and he's like, "Dude, you only win because of like how you beep and like shit like this." And I'm like, "All right." I'm like, all right, so like next time we run it, like you could beep, you know what I'm saying? Do whatever you need to do. And he's like, oh no, man, I'm just saying, like, you don't have to get mad. I'm like, I'm not mad. I'm just saying, like, if you want to beep it down, whatever. He's like, my car's in the shop. I'm like, all right then, dude, like whatever, bro. And then like I seen that he blocked me and shit like that. So I was like, all right, dog, like what the fuck? Like, I don't know, man. So he was super hurt by like I guess taking a loss, but it's really not that serious, you know what I mean? But yeah, some people just can't handle it for real, man. They get their ego caught up in their car, you know what I'm saying? Like the legend of the car is like overpowering like their actual power. You know what I mean? Like just because it's an M, just because it's a whatever, doesn't mean it's gonna be the fastest, doesn't mean it's gonna be the cleanest or whatever, you know what I mean? So people get hurt by that. You know what I'm saying? Put a lot of pride in their car and a lot of ego into it. Yeah, they're gonna be hurt. So I try not to do that.
That's definitely an issue now, man. Because I mean, even here in Michigan, bro, like if you don't have a certain car, if you don't got a certain truck, then you're nobody.
Yeah.
Which I get that, but you got to look at the ones that are coming up because the thing, bro, is that having a decent car that's to where you race it, it's definitely going to cost like your average kid can't afford like let's say like a scat and
Right.
then and yeah so like yeah so there's definitely a big let's say hate for people that don't have like a certain car like it's just like in Michigan um every year there's a show where almost a, 100,000 cars come.
Yeah.
And if you don't have like a BMW or a Scat, then they won't even look at you, which I think is unfair because I mean, just because you have a different car doesn't give you the right to hate. But
Right.
don't get me wrong. If you pull up to me with a freaking Fusion, then you gotta go, bro. But
Right,
as
right, right,
far
right.
as the
Yeah.
other guys,
There's definitely levels to it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you want to respect all builds, but sometimes it's like you got to
yeah,
just let them know, bro, like that's not a build type shit. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
You don't want to be a
yeah,
dick,
bro.
but it's like,
Yeah,
you can't just pull
yeah,
up
dude.
and
Like you can't pull up to a show with the freaking Sonata with black wheels. Like, come
that's what
on.
I'm saying. Like, yeah, bro. Like, you got to put it. I mean, you could, but if that shit's decked out, like it's actually put in like actual work type shit. You know what I'm saying? But either way, like you could pull up in a BMW, and if it's stock as hell, it's still like, all right, you know what I mean? Unless it's like an
A Beamer,
M
yeah,
that's like
yeah.
respectable, then it's like okay, cool. But
That was
as
one
long as it's
fear
work,
that that was one fear I had with my S54. Like when I first got it, the first show I went to, when I pulled in the meat in in my head, I was like, "Oh, I'm about to get booed out of here," but it wasn't like that, bro. Like I mean, I had old people come up to me saying, "Man, this is definitely one of the coolest neons I ever seen." Which I think if you have a car that fits in that category, you're good. Like even on
Yeah,
the DC5, I mean, you rarely see those now. Maybe back in the day, I mean,
yeah.
ev- everybody had them, but as far as now, it's hard to
Nah.
find those cars, man.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, even like the SRT4s, the neons, things like that. Like you don't ever really see them. The DC5s, like if you see them, they're usually clapped out. So it's nice to see like a clean one,
Mm,
that's like done right. But it's very, very rare these days, honestly.
yeah, and and the only hate I really got was when I would race the V8.
Yeah.
Like when I would take down a Coyote or a Scat,
Yep.
they would use every excuse in the book. Oh, it wasn't a good roll. I missed the gear. Bro, like just take a L, man. Like, but
Yeah, no,
apparently
100%.
people care about their ego too much.
Yep. Yeah.
Bro, like no one's gonna care if you say I got beat by a neon.
Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, chances are that Neon's fucking flying if he took you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So it's like, you know. But yeah, people get caught up, man. They don't want to take an L. They don't want to admit it. They don't want. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it, but can't get caught up in it, man. You're gonna take some L's.
right. Like, dude, like I'm pretty sure you didn't spend 50 racks to race me. So
You
just
know? Yeah.
take it and they come back from it.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you really want to be the fastest dude alive, shit. Like do
Yeah,
that. But if you're just buying a car and you put some work into it a little bit, like you're not gonna be the fastest guy on the street for sure. But you got to
yeah.
be able to accept that.
And I think out of all of the categories, I think the VA guys get hurt the most out of any other. Like when I would race the other four bigger guys, I mean, they were always cool about it. But
Yeah.
man, these VA guys, especially the Mustang guys, man, I mean, they were really really pissed.
Yeah, man. I mean, they're usually like I don't know. I don't want like we're usually the underdogs. You know what I'm saying? So the V8 guys are usually like they're trumping us because it's like they usually have the power, they have everything. You know what I'm saying? So like for us, like to come from like 200 horsepower and be able to hang with these cars and things like that. You know what I'm saying? They're like, what the hell? So but it's part of the game, man. You can make any car fast. It's just that
Yeah,
V8s do have the potential to be like faster cars, so like they have that mindset going into it. So when they lose, some of them can't really handle it or don't know how to, like what the hell just happened? Like how did we lose?
yeah, and I don't know how it is there with the Turbo Honda guys, but here they're really cocky. They're
For
beyond
real?
cocky here.
Damn.
Yeah, like I mean, not all of them, but there's a guy that used to come out. Um, I don't even think that he was from Michigan, but he would come out here calling out everybody, dude,
Damn.
everybody.
I mean,
Which yeah, which your average Honda guy is like kind of humble, like he doesn't really want to call people.
yeah.
But how is the Honda scene there? Like, is it like a common thing, or is it like every one out of 50 guys
Yeah. I
that
mean,
go?
the Honda scene isn't too crazy out here. Like there's a few Hondas, but not a lot, man. There's a lot of different types of cars. A lot of STs, a lot of Infinity Q50s, a lot of G37s, a lot of M340is. Not a lot of Hondas, but like any boosted Honda dude, pretty humble. You know what I'm saying for the most part, because like usually Honda guys are, because we're the underdogs, like I said, so we're not really going to be talking a lot of shit. Once you know you got a lot of power, kind of gives you that, like, you know what I'm saying, like, all right, like I got it type shit. Like you could talk some shit to the V8 guys and things like that. But honestly, man, you're just setting yourself up, because like one of these V8 guys are gonna
Hmm.
fucking dog you one of these days. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? 'Cause, like you're gonna come across a fucking twin turbo Mustang pushing 12 hundo, and you're not gonna fucking spank
Yeah,
it. You know?
but see, the good thing about that is like if you manage to get a guy to race you that makes that kind of power, um, it's, it's kind of crazy because that guy could have been racing anybody else, but like he wanted to race you specifically. So
That's
that's
true. That's true. That's still like respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I still want to
yeah,
see what the has. You know what I'm saying? So I could see that,
yeah.
but
Because
it's
Hondas are, I mean, so it's sort of like a pattern, bro. Like the Hondas were known as the Farcans, and now
yeah,
people don't want to race them now because they're like, oh, this guy's probably all-wheel drive swapped or something.
exactly. Yeah, he's
Like
got something crazy
as
in the
far as
car.
I see it, bro, like as far as I see it, like if you call out a Honda and if you see a big hole out of his hood and a GoPro facing backwards, no,
Yeah,
just go home, man.
don't don't do it. Yeah, he got all the tires the same size. Yeah, no,
All
don't do
right, it's over
it.
because
Like hell
that guy probably put 100 grand
no.
in
Easy.
into
Yeah,
that car, and like he was waiting all night for a call out.
exactly. Yeah, dudes like that you don't want to pull up on for real.
No way, man. I mean, and even if he doesn't have those, I mean, like racing a Honda is like a gamble, man. It's either
Oh,
you're gonna barely win or you're gonna get a gap.
yeah, that's pretty much it. No lie, no in between.
So before we wrap up, because we got like 8 minutes left,
Yeah.
what made you get into the whole Honda scene, man? Like, so like, was there a car that you wanted before those?
Shit, yeah. So, damn, I think like where it really started was my. I mean, I was always kind of like into I always thought the Hondas like looked the coolest, but like my brother pulled up in this '98 EK hatchback. It was red, had like a DC Sports like sticker across the bottom and everything. It was like clean, had a lip, had like rims, everything was done to it. Sounded crazy, and like for back, I was like probably like 10 years old. So like seeing the car then, I was like, I couldn't believe my brother was driving it. So like that's what really I was like, holy like it's possible. You know what I'm saying? Like if my brother could do it, I could do it. So like that's really what started. Like as soon as I seen he had like a Honda that looked like that, I was like, I need to be that right there. Like I need,
Hmm.
it was just a Honda in general, whether it was like an Integra or something like that. But like always been into the Hondas, man. Like I just thought, like I said, like growing up, they were the coolest looking cars. You know what I'm saying? Like we were always like we didn't have crazy money, so like the Hondas were cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the things we could get our hands on. So it's like for me, a little piece of like childhood. You know what I'm saying? Kind of wrapped up into it because it's like you get to live that piece out. You know what I'm saying? Still get these cars that you were infatuated with as a kid. Get to buy
Hmm.
them, deck them out. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So always love the Hondas, man.
Yeah, and I think a common thing was the age too. Like, I mean, I was born in '97, so I was mostly. I mean, my family had like a lot of the Fox bodies, other Mustangs, and at first I hated the neons. I mean, I didn't
Yeah,
like how they looked or nothing. But my brother actually had this car before mine did. He got married and then actually that so he got married. I had a O2 GT that was a Pro Charge.
oh damn.
And yeah, and then I think a few months before he got married, we raced, and then my car was making like the Mustang was probably making like maybe the low fours, and his
Yeah.
neon wasn't like 15 pounds. And matter of fact. he was in the process of being tuned. So like he wasn't tuned fully,
Yeah,
and yeah. So he was on 15 pounds, so he started making 350, man. Honestly, and then we did some friendly runs, and then run after one run, he just gave me the gave me the gap, man.
damn.
And and then after that, man, like I was like, you know what? He wouldn't have time for that car, so I bought it, and then I just fell in love, man. I mean, ever since, I mean, another one, and hopefully he wants to sell down too,
Yeah.
because
Just
I'll
buy a
definitely buy it,
follow up.
man. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah, because it's definitely hard to like you don't even see those a lot, and like they're really really uncommon now, man.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I mean, the cards are really becoming rare. The cards like we grew up on are like becoming classics. Crazy enough. Like, never thought a Civic would be a classic car. But
Yeah, yeah,
it's that time, man.
yeah. Because I know I don't know what the exact model of that Type R, but it's a white one. I know
Uh,
they made a tag. Like, is it like called another name too? Like, it's not just called the Type R. Like, it's an all white car, and
maybe
I know that.
I think the Mugen, maybe.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't really know too much about those, but even those, man. I mean, if you look at them, I mean, people are buying them for 100 grand, dude. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
dude. Yeah. I think an Integra Type R just sold on Bring a Trailer for like 77,000 or something like that. Like,
Jesus.
it's crazy to see these cars go for that much money. I mean, is it worth it? If I had the cash, I would pay that. Like, no lie, because I just would want that car. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
man,
I
it's
wouldn't.
they're
I
becoming rare.
mean, if I had a car like that, I'd probably keep it in the
Oh
house. Like I'd probably move some couches around and just put it like dead center.
yeah, right.
Like
Yeah, bro.
I wouldn't drive it or nothing.
No. Yeah, same here. My tuner actually had a Type R Integra just parked like in his shop. Like, didn't drive it, didn't do anything. Like, pristine condition. It was so clean. But yeah, man, if you get your hands on one of those, dude, keep it for real. Like, it's not even worth
Yeah.
selling.
Um. So if it weren't for uh Type F, what car would you have gone with? Like,
Honestly, it
would
probably
it
would have
still
been.
would have been a yeah.
Yeah, it probably would have been an Integra for real, no lie. I still really want an Integra, so eventually I'll get one, hopefully. Always wanted to build one, but yeah, if it wasn't the RSX, 100% would have been an Integra. Like, no lie. That's like just in my mind. Like, I need one, you know what I mean? So if it wasn't this, it would have been that. Easy.
So if someone came up to you and offered you both cars, I mean, which
Oof.
one would you go with?
Yeah, that's tough, man. Oh shit. Oh, that's a good one right there. I mean, I'm partial to the RSX because I have one and it built everything for me pretty much.
Well,
Like,
let
start
me
to
make it a little better. Like if one had a K20 and then if one had the B series.
oof. At that point, I would probably go RSX for real.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just know it. You know what I'm saying? I'm familiar, and I just
like that's actually so. One thing I noticed about the RFX, man, is that like that was like the cooler Honda. I mean, yeah, it is
yeah.
Acura, but same thing.
Yeah. It's just like a beefed up Honda, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? But like, they really took their time, man. Just like the whole car is like what Honda like wanted to make like a little sports car. Like, it's everything they could possibly throw into a car is in the RSX. I feel like, other than LSD. I wish we had some fucking LSD. But it is what it is. But like the design of the car, the console, like the cockpit, like, everything's like centered to the driver. You know what I'm saying? The K series motor, like, it's a dope car, man. They really put everything they possibly could into it. So Yeah, but it's underrated, man. It really is, like, cause it's heavier, you know what I'm saying? So it's, like, not like a light Honda, you know what I mean? So not a lot of
So
people
like
really
how
mess with it.
much so how much heavier versus your, let's say, your normal Civic? Like if we were to compare them like on a scale.
Yeah.
I mean,
So, like,
it
usually
can't
my
be
Civic,
that much.
my EK weighed, like, 2,100 and the RSX weighs 2,800, so
Hmm.
it's around, like, give or take, like, 700 to, like, 1,000 pounds depending on the Civic,
Oh
cause there's
wow,
lighter
it's
Civics.
that much? Jeez.
Yeah,
Wow.
like my brother's Civic, is a EG, and that's the lightest Civic you can get, the little hatchback, and it weighs probably, like, 1,800 pounds.
Holy crap, dude.
Yeah,
That's
so, like, from my car,
wow.
from the if I had, like, my setup in his car, it would be, like, almost twice as fast at the same power, you know what I'm saying? Just because he weighs 1,000 and, like, less pounds. I'm like, "Dude, like, that's crazy," but
I think at
that's
that
why
point, man,
that's why
I think at that point, people that are gonna race cars like that, they don't care how the car looks. I mean, as long as it weighs less than anything else, and they build it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm pretty sure if you have a car that light, and if you put like even 300 horse, I mean, that car is definitely in the uh, 11s, man.
It's
Like no
flying.
doubt.
Yeah, it's flying 100%. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
so
because my car probably weighs around, with me in it, maybe 31. The
yeah,
the low threes, because I mean the car empty was with a half tank of gas was 2970. So
dang, yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
so
It's
for a neon, it's very light.
Yeah, but imagine, like, taking 1,000 pounds off, like, how much faster like, dude, like, that's crazy weight, you know what I'm saying? So, that's why they do it to the Hondas, man, you know what I'm saying? They're crazy light, so
Hmm.
easy to deck out, not that much money, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, and every Honda you've seen like has no interior, so like if
yeah, they're
you were to
stripped.
do that
Yeah.
to EG, man, I mean, I mean, I'm sure that you can get them in the 1,600 pounds, no problem, man. Like no problem at all.
Dude, yeah, if you gut it, yeah, it weighs, like, legit 1,000 pounds, like, that thing weighs nothing, you know what I'm saying? So
Think about it, bro.
but
Like, what does your average leader bike weigh? Like 500 pounds, maybe.
somewhere around there, yeah, like, give or take, you know what I'm saying, depending on the
So like
bike and, like,
a Honda
various
is so like a Honda is not far off, man.
That's
It's
true,
not
yeah,
far
like,
off.
the old yeah, like, the '90s Hondas, bro, like, you're around 2,000 pounds, so you're not much heavier, and you're still making, like, way more power than the bike is, so if you're boosted or something like that, but, yeah, man, that's why those cars move the way they do, dude, like, if you see a EG or a EK, don't pull up because buddy's
No,
probably case swap, turbo, all this crazy, and he don't even need that much power. If he's making like
I
400,
mean,
he's hanging with
be,
cars that make like 8.
be, before you race about that, make sure he doesn't have a laptop like in the
Yeah,
seat because it's over,
that's what
bro.
I'm saying. You see a laptop, bro, like just go home. Like don't
It's
don't
over,
even
man.
try it, dog. Yeah, you see him looking in the fucking passenger seat, messing with
It's
shit. Nah, like just let buddy go home, dog. Fuck that.
Yeah, man. I mean, but uh, but yeah, man. I mean, even if a Honda does it, and that's crazy because like your average non-car guy would be like, "Oh, there's no way a car making 400 horsepower is gonna beat a car making 800, but they don't take into account the parts to weight, man.
Yeah, bro, that's the problem.
Because of
That's
my
the
car
problem.
on my Neon, I mean, I was beating cars making 500 horse. It's
Oh yeah,
it's it's just that weight, man. That
yeah,
weight is definitely something. And
100.
not to mention, but this summer my car should be making around like 550, 600 because I'm doing everything: the built motor, big
Mm.
turbo, cams, ported head,
Fuck.
gutted too, which is going to
Dang. Oh
be
hell.
really off-putting for a neon, but I don't care.
Hey, fuck it. Get that power, dog.
Yeah, bro. Because I mean, in Michigan, we do have a couple of adult neons. Like there's a guy, Mark Plesky, that I think he ran I think a mid nine or a low 10. Yeah, and his car was only making like 550.
Fuck.
Yeah, so
That
which
thing's
is
fucking moving, dog.
yeah, oh yeah, like I never seen it in a person, but in the chat, man, I mean his car is just it's it's
Yeah, it's
just a
ripping.
beast, man. Yeah,
Yeah, it's ripping.
but yeah,
Hell
man. I
yeah.
mean, so it's getting a little late, man. I mean, we kind of went over a little bit, but
Yeah, yeah, a
it
little bit.
it's
That's
okay.
all right.
I really appreciated the call, man. I mean, we wanted to set this up for a while, but both the schedules are really effed up. So I appreciate it, bro.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you, bro. It was good talking to you and everything, man. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
man. I
saying?
mean,
So,
one of these days you gotta come to Michigan, or I go there, man.
hey, I'm with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully,
And
maybe
who
like
knows, man? I mean, maybe people might get some American versus JDM.
I'm telling you. Yeah, hopefully that'd be dope. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
man. We'll
man.
see.
Yeah,
Hopefully, bro. That'd be fucking awesome.
I'm gonna definitely come down there, bro.
Hell, shit, I'm with it, bro. Just like look for like a big ass meet that we have or like a show, and then just like plan around that. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying? That'd be
I have a buddy in VA. He's an indie guy. He has a gas station down there. I don't know what gas station it is, but like most of the car guys go there.
yeah.
Do you know him or not really?
If I see him or know like see his car or something like that, probably. You know what I'm saying?
I
Because there's a
think he
lot
has
of
a black I think he has a black C5.
shit.
He's
I'm trying to think.
he's an Indian guy.
I don't know. I might though. I might. There's a good
Okay.
chance for sure. I feel like I know everybody out here.
Right. Well,
Yeah, no.
uh, nonetheless, man. I mean, I'm definitely have to pull up, man, or you
All right.
come here, or even both.
Either way, yeah. Somewhere in the
Yeah.
middle, who knows? You know what I'm saying? But definitely trying to make that happen, man, for sure, bro.
All right, bro. I appreciate it, and
Hell
I'm
yeah,
on here,
man.
bro.
All right, bro. Be easy out here.
All right, bro.
All right.